Greetings, greetings, greetings. Yes, my sports to the bone family. Welcome back to another video. All right, my peeps. So in this one, want to talk to you guys about Pollard and Chanderpaul and Brathwaite putting their names in the history books. You understand? And some interesting things. You know, we're going to talk about that. Plus, we see where the West Indies women, they were defeated by New Zealand in a World Cup warm-up game earlier today. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about the former West Indies captain Pollard. We see a petition going around by the Mumbai Indians supporters. They are, you know, trying to get Pollard back in the IPL as a batsman. You know, we see him scoring a whole lot of runs in the UAE T20 League. So the Mumbai Indian supporters, they are apparently saying that they cannot do without him. So going to talk about all of that, my peeps. If you have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button as I work my way through this content here. Alright, so let us talk about Brathwaite and Chanderpaul first now. So in putting together that 336, they have actually gone to get their name in the history books. You understand? Or in the history book as the best West Indies opening pair in terms of runs in one innings. You understand? We're talking about 336. And we would have had a couple of opening scores by prior openers in the 200s. You know, people like Gordon Greenidge and Desmond Haynes. So let me just give you the three previous best opening, the three previous highest opening scores. So we have Greenidge and Haynes in 1990 against England. They had 298, and in 1993 we had Greenidge and Haynes again with 296, and in 1999 we had Sherwin Campbell and Griffith with 276 against New Zealand. The 1996 with Greenidge and Haynes was against India. So one against England, one against India, and one against New Zealand. So those were the highest, my peeps. And now we have Brathwaite and Chanderpaul getting getting past that, putting it in the 300 mark against Zimbabwe. In terms of Chanderpaul scoring a double century after getting his first ton, there are just a couple of West Indians that would have done that before. And I'm just going to give you that list of 9 players or thereabout that would have done that. You know, Garfield Sobers, when he got that 365. Brian Charles Lara, when he got that 277. Rohan Kanai with 256. Bacchus, when he got 250. Atkinson with his 219. Lawrence Rowe, aka Yaga Rowe, with his 214. Kyle Mayers with 210. Campbell with 208. Chanderpaul with 207. And we had Nurse with 201 back in 1965. Just to remind you that Mayers and Chanderpaul, theirs are actually not out. So those are those are some of the players that Chanderpaul has actually put his name beside. Talking about players that would have scored their first ton and go on to put it up to 200, you understand, to move from 100 and score a double century. So shout out to Pollard and Chanderpaul. All right, moving on to a much, I can't say a sadder note, you know, if there is such a way of putting it. The West Indies women, they were defeated by New Zealand earlier today in a World Cup warm-up game. So the women lost by 32 runs. So another defeat for us, my peeps. New Zealand, they batted and made 123 for 5, and we were unable to chase that. So another game of West Indies getting defeated and not being able to score 100 runs. We were actually restricted to 91 for 7 in our 20 overs. 91 for 7 in 20 overs. Captain Matthews, as usual, trying to lead from the front. She was able to get you know, she was able to pick up 1 wicket for 6 runs after 2 overs when the Kiwis were batting, you understand. And when it was time for us to bat, we lost wickets at regular interval. You know, at one point in time we were 25 for 3, and you know, we're talking about round about over number 8. In terms of top scorers, Campbell, she top scored with 26. Henry got 23. So that is what, 13 defeats in a row. You understand? Or 13 defeats in 14 games. That is definitely not the way that we want our team to be playing. You understand? Still a couple of ladies to return. You know, a couple of them would have returned, but still a bit rusty. Boy, I tell you, Haley Matthews and Courtney Walsh, they are going to be answering some serious questions pretty soon. So, you know, definitely looking forward to seeing how they are going to perform in the World Cup. It's going to be interesting, my viewers and subscribers, to see how these ladies will try to turn around such a poor run of form and try and get a couple of results in the World Cup. So, you know, that is it where that is concerned. And just before I go, Kieran Pollard, my peeps, the former West Indies captain, former West Indies player, he's scoring a lot of runs over there in the UAE T20 League. And I was on Facebook earlier today, saw the petition going around, quite a few people tweeting out. I can imagine, you know, these are the Mumbai Indian supporters tweeting that the Mumbai Indian hierarchy need to get Pollard to come out of IPL retirement and come back and play, because he's scoring a lot of runs, and you know, they need somebody in the middle order with the experience, and the fact that his form is now back, they need to bring him in back. I couldn't care less whether or not he goes back to the IPL, you know. As a matter of fact, it would be good if he goes to the IPL and score runs. You know, I couldn't care less. It's just that I want people to know that I don't want these little franchise leagues to frighten people, and then you start hear people talking about he should come out of retirement and come and play the ODI World Cup coming around the corner. It might sound weird, you know, my people, but you have people that will say them sort of things there. You understand? We need to remember that some of these guys, they are always performing in franchise cricket, you know, but they don't usually transition when they come over into international cricket. So if you are thinking it, I am asking you to drop it from now. You understand? We see what's happening in the UAE T20 League, and you know, we are happy that he's scoring runs, but I am hoping that people are not harboring thoughts of him coming out of retirement to come and play World Cup as a specialist batsman, because knowing our cricket supporters, you know, that is definitely something that some people will come up with. But we're going to leave it right there, so until we do our next live, we can debate that. So big up on yourself, my peeps, and we touch base later on. Zin.